This European country has been forgotten for over 300 years. In 1769, Paweł Ksawery Brzostowski founded this place and named himself the President of the Republic of Pavlov.
For context, we're in Europe in the 18th century. The Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth was a major European force, but by 1768 its power was rapidly declining. As such, alongside advantageous rights, Polish and Lithuanian noblemen held a lot of power. The principle of golden liberty was responsible for this excess of rights. Rex regnat et non gubernat. The king reigns but does not govern. The Commonwealth had a king, but he was elected just like the Parliament and the Senate. This conferred excessive amounts of freedom to nobility, which could virtually do anything it wanted, including making your own country. So that's what Brzostowski did. Where nowadays we find modern-day Lithuania, he created the Republic of Pavlov. His micronation covered around 16 kilometers of land and 34 farms. In total, about 800 people lived here.
Paulava was actually a manor. Today it's called the Merkinės Manor. Brzostowski bought it after coming back from Rome. The country also had 4 villages: Brzostów, Ksawerów, Zamoście, and Pavlov.
Being a republic, it had its own parliament and it was composed of local peasants. A part of them was elected and another part was assigned by the President Brzostowski.
So these are the gates of the Republic of Pavlov. The Republic of Pavlov had its own constitution, its own parliament, its own army. It was constituted of 150 peasants, and it even had its own laws. The Republic of Pavlov also had its own flag, coat of arms, stamps, and currency. So back then, it was the only European micronation ever. Paweł was an educated man, so he had a different view of liberties and freedoms. So Brzostowski implemented new progressive policies in his own country, the Republic of Pavlov. For example, he abolished serfdom, he granted personal freedoms to peasants, and he also abolished corvée and replaced it with a land tax paid in cash. So in 1784, it had its own pharmacy and even mandatory primary school, while the rest of the Commonwealth didn't even recognize peasants as citizens. Can you imagine that? It's so progressive. It's insane. So many years ago, it had already been more progressive than some countries and cities and republics that exist right now.
Legend has it that corruption didn't exist here. Influenced by French, Italian, and English enlightened literature, Paweł was convinced that he had the right ideas. So when he would talk to other lords, he would try to convince them to take the same measures as he did, like abolishing serfdom. To which, of course, they replied, "What are you, insane?" and never listened to Paweł.
In 1794, Kosciuszko began his uprising, in which the Pavlov militias participated actively. Russian and Prussian forces started marching into the Commonwealth, and Brzostowski was forced to sell the manor and flee to Germany. Basically, the Republic of Pavlov stopped being a thing in 1795 because of the second and third partition of the Lithuanian-Polish Commonwealth, and it became a part of Russia. The following owners kept all the measures that Brzostowski had put in place, but after his death in 1827, they reinstated the previous functions and serfdom and took back personal freedoms after the failed November uprising of 1830. During the First World War, the manor started decaying rapidly. During the Second World War, almost everything burned down. Allegedly, a priest had forgotten a candle and set fire to everything. Under Soviet rule, maintaining the history and the legacy of this micronation was not deemed useful to the Soviet Union. It wasn't a priority, and it was left to rot and collapse. All that remains are ruins, such as this one. This place. There's a car. Showtime, folks. Paid in cash. Hello, Chuck. How you doing? Yeah. Brzostowski. The Republic of Pavlov. There's a big truck. So Brzostowski tried at the local mission. Forgetting my script. All in all, the following owners. The following owners.
Don't tell me there's a flare. There's no flare.
Hello. Such a Republic. My fucking legs hurt. My legs. 1784. There's a big ass truck. Donde está la truck? This European country has been. I got my mic on the other side. How does Johnny Harris do this? This is insane. Like, how does he remember scripts and things?